Peace, family. Welcome back to the High Vibe Tribe. Another High Vibe Sunday with another High Vibe guest. We got it's a personal privilege to introduce this goddess, this sister. Another strong, powerful energy, spirit from the conscious community, our spiritual community. Met this sister at one of the greatest spiritual conventions in the world with the brother Rich at the Gathering of the Masters, and it been one of those bonds ever since. Uh, Creative, she's creative. She got her own YouTube going. She got followers on Instagram putting out that good quality conscious music that I think the
Yeah.
world is shifting. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? With powerful records like I Align, Kill 'Em All,
be you.
uh,
Mhm.
a number
Yes.
of them. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I mean, the list goes on. So it's a privilege to have her on the platform with us today, and she come with a powerful message. You know, that's the best part about it today. So none other than Out the Box Kels, aka
Peace,
Odb
peace, peace, peace,
Kels.
peace. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Peace,
Thank you for that.
Yes.
That was an awesome.
ODB.
That was an awesome intro. Thank you.
man. I appreciate it. I be trying to get my 19 keys on with the intro. Shout out to 19
Yeah.
keys.
Shout. Nah, you did that. You did that. You did that.
And you deserve it, man. You know, the famous ODB Kels, the infamous, like, hey, your
Absolutely.
music.
And I'm piggybacking off the real ODB because Wu Tang is for the babies.
Yep, yep,
And Wu Tang was really in the class of MCs and artists that
yeah,
ushered in that consciousness
yeah, and
in
teaching.
their
Yep,
era. You know what I'm
yep,
saying?
that's
Yeah,
So
right.
a lot of people don't
right.
understand how conscious, like they was hood niggas, but a lot of people don't understand that they really, really, what I'm saying, speaking that nine ether God, they was ushering in a wave of consciousness that
Fact.
people needed to hear at that time. You know? So
Facts. And when you
Facts.
look back at a couple of those New York artists, they've been coming like that. Like even some of Nas old stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then
yeah,
look at how many pillars of the conscious community are from New York. Brother Rich, Blue Pill, Bobby Hemmett. Who else? Phil Valentine. He's from New York too, right? I
Yep,
think.
Phil from up that
Yeah.
way. I think
Yeah.
so.
So we
Yeah,
got a lot of powerful people from coming from New York.
Yeah.
yeah,
Speaking of
definitely.
Bobby, sister, I must ask you, is that him in the beginning of the I line? Is that him
Yeah,
talking? I knew
yeah,
it was. I knew his
yeah,
voice. I could tell.
yeah. That was Bobby.
Dang,
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
dang.
I had to. I always wanted to get Bobby on the track, and I'm like, man, it's got to be something that I can like incorporate him in, because everybody know Bobby's messages was like they'll do 4, 5, 6, 8 hour lectures,
Yeah.
And my goal with the aligned affirmations was today, like attention spans are short. So I was like, man, I gotta get in, I gotta get out. So I gotta get something like short but powerful. You know what I'm saying? And that love that actually helped usher in the whole love campaign that I'm doing right now, as well as just this understanding that love, unconditional love, is the highest frequency for
Mhm.
consciousness anyway. And going through my experiences of life and understanding love and understanding how to love, what I'm saying, how to love myself and how to love
Mm.
others. So I just feel like that, man, this whole lane of love, I think I'm gonna stay in this lane for a minute.
Yes,
Right,
yeah.
right.
That's the lane to be
Shout
in,
out to
too.
everybody in the chat,
Yeah,
especially
shout out to
with
everybody in the chat.
Bobby. Definitely the GOAT for sure.
Definitely.
You know? So it's a question I gotta ask you real quick that I like to ask all our guests that come on. What got you on your spiritual journey, on your conscious journey? What was the breaking point for you?
I think the breaking point for me was when I broke up with my ex-girlfriend for 13 years, because I was
Mm,
having I was having an identity crisis. I really was. Like I was battling
Mm,
with my sexuality, and there was a lot of
mm,
things that I was going through, and like I didn't like where I was in my life. You know what I'm saying? I was doing drugs heavy. I didn't
mm,
like where I was in my life, and I had some experiences of betrayal from people that I thought was like really my friends, and they were my friends. Betrayal don't mean people aren't your friends, but I think that because I and not understanding that at the time, it sent me on this wave of, man, well, it's got to be something better. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be something better. And even with the music, I've always been true to my music as far as like, I grew up in an era of light and Muhammadi, you know what I'm saying? So, the Queen Latifah. So I grew up in the era where women MCs were, you know, more in tune with the definition of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? On how it
before then,
is
yeah.
right, like how it's the storytelling, like the whole essence of hip hop. It, before it got exploited, into just get money and shit. Excuse
Mm,
my language, but so yeah, that was what set me off. I was working at Planet Sub. I was the assistant manager, and I used to make bread in the morning. And I
mm,
freaking hated the job. You know what I'm saying? I hated everything about where I was in my life. I just hated it, and the music wasn't popping. And uh, but the thing about it is I could listen to my headphones while I was working, and I stumbled upon a Bobby Hemmett video, and that
ooh, that was your
that
intro,
yeah. That's really
man.
what
Wow.
it was. When
That's
I stumbled up on that Bobby Hemmett video, I was like, and he was talking about the black woman as God. I was already listening to John Henry Clark. You know what I'm saying? I was out and Dr. Ben. I was already listening to them, but it just wasn't like I was like, man, this old black history. Like I understood that. I understood everything that they were talking about. There's no shade to them. It wasn't giving me the substance that I was looking for, and I stumbled on
Mhm.
the Bobby Hemmett because Bobby in a Dr. Clark, I mean, in a C. Freeman video, because Bobby he was those students. He was a student of John Henry, and he was their student. So I popped up on his video, and he was talking about the black woman is God, and he's talking about we are the gods, and he was talking about all of these concepts, and I was like, what is this? you
Right,
know
right,
and that's
yeah,
what started it. That's what started the awareness of the spiritual journey, because I was always on it, but that's what like
yeah.
woke me up, like started the awareness of it.
Mm.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Hmm. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
yeah.
That's how I felt too. When I started finding out that the black woman was the goddess. You know what I'm saying? It just,
Mhm.
man, it changed my whole perspective. It's like, eh, I knew then, like I just immediately made me start looking at women different. And then once you think like how women carry life and all that, and you know what I'm saying, like it was just an eye opener. And the way that we've been putting them down for so long, it made sense from, coming from where we came from with the oppressors, or just trying to put the woman down when really we should be picking them up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
changed my whole mentality of life for real. But
definitely.
the fact that you came in with Bobby Hemmett, that's a blessing too, because it took. I was already a few months in on my journey before I finally came across Bobby Hemmett. So to start out with him, that's super powerful.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Who'd you start with?
So it was a number of things that got me. So I really started with just looking at different videos international. I was just curious of life outside of the United States. So it started with that. Long story short, a buddy of mine, one of my brothers, he told me about chakras. So I looked up
Mhm.
chakras, and then that algorithm just kind of formed everything. And then once my brother had passed away, I sat down for a while and just focused on all those videos and all that knowledge. And it's just my algorithm, just everything just started coming to me as I needed it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Okay. Facts.
Yep.
yeah.
So
And
yeah,
still
that's
to
that's
this
how I
day,
started.
that algorithm, man, is powerful. It's if you watching certain stuff, you only gonna get that stuff. And if something different outside of your normal watch comes in, then it comes in for a reason. That's what I've noticed. And 10 out of 10 every time. If it's something like I was telling them, if I say something like, man, there's got to be a way to eat better, and all of a sudden a video will pop in my feed and show me a whole new meaning of, you know what I'm saying, eating healthy, and I'm like, wow, you know, where
Right.
this come from? Never seen this guy before, never heard of him, nothing. And it don't matter how many millions of views they got, they're not in my algorithm because I'm not manifesting it. So yeah, that finding out that we are the ones in power, we are the ones in control of our life, and we are the very God that is in essence in human form. We just living multiple billions of different consciousness individually, that we are all one, we're all together, we all come from the same source. It's powerful. You know, my
Yeah.
start honestly is kind of weird. My start because he's not really on that high of a level as far as the conscious thing. Like he still believes in like Jesus and so an outside source being God in his life. But Trend Genius actually started. That started my journey, and that led to a whole nother list of different people. And
Mhm.
that's what really started it. Because if I wasn't watching him, the algorithm wouldn't have put me in a line with people like 19 Keys and Billy Carson and all these people, like and Brother Rich and all like that. All stemmed from me watching his videos, and they were just positive messages, videos or whatever. But that's really what started it, honestly, for me.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, that algorithm is, it could be a gift and a curse, but
Yeah,
what I learned, this whole data thing, all of this, I don't want to go too deep into all of that. But what I'm saying is that it really, like, the way that it's programmed, it serves its purpose. Cause I'm telling you, it's been times where I was like real down in the dumps, and something just came across my algorithm that like
yeah,
shift my whole
yeah.
perception,
Yeah.
like this shift, like made me pivot, and a good pivot, a pivot to more understanding, more self-awareness.
That's
So
right.
Mhm.
yeah.
Mm, powerful. So I got a
I just
question for you,
still
sister. What? Oh, go ahead, brother.
I'm just gonna say this real quick. I just still to this day find it interesting that so many people start their awakening from some sort of heartbreak, whether it's losing somebody through a relationship or somebody dying or you know what I'm saying, or some type of abuse. It seemed like everybody kind of got that in common. It took something to kind of break us in order to rebuild us. You know.
Uh, Shout out to Linda
Yeah.
Is that Mendez? Linda Mendez. Shout out to Linda. We love you too. Thank you for stopping in.
Love
Love,
you too. Love you
Make
too.
sure you
love.
tap that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share. But yeah, my question is, I wanted to ask you this because a lot of people, like I've seen some conscious people, and they're very awake, but they choose certain music because they know it's gonna like catapult them into the next level. So what I want to know is why didn't you choose like the normal music, the toxic type of style of of rap that could easily put you, you know, in a
it,
whole
it
nother stratosphere.
Yeah, it really wasn't a choice. I tried. You know what I'm saying? Like I tried it. Like I tried to be ratchet. I think more so. I think because I was very masculine and it really didn't fit anyway. I think for real, I think operating in my masculine energy. Shout out to my masculine and my feminine energy. Like right at the time, I didn't understand the duality of both energies and being able to integrate both energies. But at the time, I was a stud. You know what I'm saying? I was a masculine presenting woman, and so it wasn't gonna fit nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It was like I couldn't. I was very image conscious. Um, and I really didn't embrace my feminine, you know what I'm saying? I didn't dress like a girl. So I was like, and I was very, very real about my art, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, if I do
Yeah,
this, it ain't even gonna look you know what I'm saying? It ain't even gonna, like, it just really wasn't an option. And then I also think because of my upbringing in the time that I was in, like listening to Lauryn Hill, like listening to all of these women, like we were more inspirational than anything. You know what I'm saying? Like Salt and Pepper. I really when I did listen to rap, I had to sneak it because my mama wouldn't let me listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I really didn't. Um, when I first started rapping, we were still on the wave of like real true essence of hip hop, and it wasn't no Little Kims and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So when she came
Right.
around, I was like, you know what I'm saying? It was very foreign to me, and it wasn't something that I know a lot of women who grew up in that era and in the era of all of these hip hop women after that's just always sex, you know what I'm saying? Sex, sex, sex. So that was their influence. So I think more so out of everything and what I'm saying, also the influences that I had, it wasn't on that. So it wasn't appealing, you know what I'm saying? And I really wasn't that um I didn't want money that bad. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't
Mhm.
want to be in that like that I would actually change, like do anything for money. That
Right.
wasn't the thing. That wasn't the thing in my era either. Like people didn't do
Mm,
everything for money. You know what I'm saying? People did things because we loved to do things. Like we
right.
had passion
Right.
about it. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Hey, great answer, man. That really answered my question. And I was just wondering because I love that you didn't, step into that and because it's unauthentic, and we can see in some of the artists now, we know that's not their authentic self. They
Yeah.
just doing it because it's getting the likes, the views, the
Yeah.
notoriety, getting them famous, and it's getting them the money, which you know your spirituality ends up falling in the end, as we can see with some artists. We ain't got to name no names, but we see
Right.
things don't go right because they wasn't in living their truth this whole time. So uh
Facts.
Mhm.
yeah. Another question, did you somehow, and this is how I think anyway, but did you somehow write that song for us, even though it was like 2 years ago or so? Because I was like, man, it was like divine alignment, and the
Yeah.
name of it is just powerful. I align, like it aligns with what our message is. So
hmm
Mhm.
Man, listen, when I wrote the affirmation album, I was still in battle with my duality energies. And
okay.
listen, it's like when somebody who's on drugs, as much as they want to stop the drugs, they're addicted.
Yeah,
Like they want to make change in their life and they want to do different things, but because they are addicted, you know what I'm saying, it stops them from doing anything else that they really, really want to do. And what I learned from the teachers, C. Freeman Nell, uh, all of the teachers, man, what I learned is that our thoughts really, really, really change our reality and we create our own reality. And
Mhm.
so at the time, I understood that concept. I don't even really think that I believed it. I mean, like I believed it, but I didn't really think that it was like could happen for me. But I was like, man, forget it. I'm just gonna start creating my own reality through my words. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start creating my reality through my words, and that brought about the affirmation album. And when I said all of my energies integrated within me, accepting my flaws and integrating within me, like that was part of my duality. Um, you know what I'm saying? Duality battle that I was going through. Um, and so it just what it did was it helped me integrate all energies that wasn't, that kept being opposing with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like oppositioning within myself. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me start, and then you know what I'm saying, like reprogramming my brain, listening to it at night, saying it all day. You know what I'm saying, and stop thinking about, well, what if I do this, or what if I got to do this, and what if I got to do this? Instead of start thinking about that, I just start saying all of my energies. I'm gonna integrate them, and then so these thoughts would start to come to make changes. You know what I'm saying, like. Girl, wear them earrings. You know what I'm saying, or put that dress on. You know what I'm saying. And I was like, I don't know, because the gay community is real powerful. It's a real oppressive community. Not all of it, but when you take on a connotation of like I'm going to be a masculine presenting woman, it's like some bullies at school. Like that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like if you try to come up out of that, they're gonna be like, well, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like we see this in
Right.
skits, and we see this with a lot of women, and we make skits about it now, and you know what I'm saying? You're seeing a lot of changes and shit like that because I'm telling you that is a powerful, oppressive energy, and so I was afraid to embrace my feminine. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I was afraid, but after a while, with writing the affirmation album and then starting to write lyrics that I was just like, I'm not even finna overthink this. I'm just finna write it. And then I started to like shed layers of put myself in the chokehold. You know what I'm saying? I started to shed those layers. And then I started to like embrace more of me, all of me. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
yeah, so that
Awesome.
align is crazy because I never really thought that it would be as universal as it was. I was just writing it really for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And look how
But you are,
powerful it
you are
became.
me. I am you.
Yeah.
That's why I
That's
sound
good,
so good
Jay.
to it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great way of putting
Hey,
it. That's a
Dr.
great way of
Sublime,
putting
what was that? What was that saying that you was just saying last week? Ubuntu, right?
Yeah,
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu, I am because you are.
Yeah.
I say, you
it.
know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
why
So,
I aligned
so
with us so well.
my
Mhm.
question there is, how do you balance your duality, your masculine and your feminine energy going forward? How are you
I think most of it, and then
balancing it?
learning, understanding the masculine, like I'm saying, at these times I didn't understand that like masculine was more action. I think that I was wearing my masculine externally. And so it
Mhm.
came out in the way that I dressed, my mannerisms, you know what I'm saying? I was always a tomboy anyway. So I feel like I was wearing my masculinity externally and then kind of just putting my feminine by the wayside. Also because of society, you know what I'm saying? We supposed to be strong black women, like all of these things that we take on in our society, um, and the way that things were playing out. So I was like, that feminine part, like I really put her away when I was really young anyway. And so I think now the
Mhm.
way that I balance is understanding that the masculine is logic and feminine is feeling, understanding that that doesn't look
Mm.
one way. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily look a way externally. Like it's a broader thing. Like it could just be decision making. You know what I'm saying? Like going to work is masculine, and you know what I'm saying. Staying home and chilling out is feminine. Like it, I don't even really have to define it in a role in a gender role anymore. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So the way that I balance it is I just wake up and do what I feel. Like if I wake up
Embrace,
and my inner
embrace
child is like,
whatever.
yeah, like if my inner child is like, let's put some sweats on, I'm like, okay. And then you know what I'm saying? If my other inner child, my other part of me is like, "Look, girl, let's get cute, let's put some makeup on." I'm like, okay. But what I really I'm really realizing is I really enjoy being in my feminine and I haven't done it. And so it's like, so
Uh,
like I do it more, so I'm like, nah, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Because being just externally feminine opens up something internally feminine, you
Mm.
know.
yeah.
Wow.
So
I'm glad you
so I'm embracing more of the external feminine in order to tap in more of the internal feminine.
wow.
I
You just
got
broke
you. I
that down
got
for
you.
a lot of people.
Got you.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, that's powerful.
I find it also for me growing up. I break growing up. We when you depend on how you dress, it is what energy shows up, right?
Yeah.
So like if I put on my sneakers and slacks and thing up, you got this more masculine energy that is trying to present itself or that presents itself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, too, our era, TLC, like we wore
Sorry
the
about
baggy,
that. I don't know what's
baggy
happening.
stuff. It didn't necessarily, uh, it didn't
Yeah.
necessarily mean
So
that you were gay.
so
You know what
when
I'm
you
saying? Like,
so I realized that when you embrace whichever energy shows itself and be your authentic self,
yes.
when you're embracing that energy. I mean, for me now, I'm understanding it. Before it was like, no, my mom was like, no, no, you ain't gonna act like this. You're a girl, so you gotta go and train for pageants, and you're gonna train for this, and you're gonna
Mhm.
go to etiquette this and all this different stuff. So she was trying to make sure I don't go more in my masculine energy than my feminine energy because I grew up with five uncles. So I was like the
Mm.
only girl with five uncles who was like training her and teaching her and doing all these things. So to avoid me just going hard into the masculine energy, she was making sure I tried to balance it with girly things and girly events and feminine events, I should say. I'm not just say girly, feminine events and stuff like that. So I'm understanding you now in terms of because you were more in your masculine energy than your feminine energy, how you're now embracing whichever energy shows up when it shows up is more
Yeah.
important because now you're being what? Your authentic self.
Yeah. Yes.
Mhm.
You
Integrating
see?
all the energies. Yeah.
Um, and a lot of people can't handle that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they
What you
want
I,
you down with them. You know, they want you in the same vibration and frequency as them. You know, and which kind of brings me to my next question. I wanted to ask. You know,
I don't know what
how
happened
do
to
you,
my volume.
how do you want to spread the message of love? You know, I would like for you to start that first because we've already covered that love is the way, but I want to hear from you. You know, you said you want to
yeah.
spread a message of love. What's your message to the world and to society as a whole right now, and for the people listening in the chats right now?
I would say that love starts within because if a person has
I'm
a
having problems
problem
with my
with
volume.
all of
Hmm.
the things that's going on with the world, like very, very biased about everything, uh, that's not unconditional love. Unconditional love don't mean that you have to accept everybody. Unconditional love don't mean that you have to agree with
Focus.
everybody. Unconditional love is letting everybody just live their life, and that should not sway a person. You know what I'm saying? And that has not always been the case with me. That's just, and it's not always the case with me. But now I understand that unconditional love is that. My mom is very heavy into religion. It pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her to be. But and and that would in turn make me maybe consciously and subconsciously treat her some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Be upset with her and stuff and be upset with the decisions that she make. Like damn, you should know better. You know what I'm saying? Because you should know better. But that's not the case with anybody's situation. Just because I'm enlightened doesn't mean that everybody else is enlightened.
Yeah,
So I feel like that unconditional love starts within first. Once you
yeah,
start being able to be okay with how you are as yourself, you realize that you just let people live their life and you don't try to over extend
mm,
or even like be triggered by other
yeah,
people and their situations. I feel like that I said in my song, it's called self-correction. I say that the triggers are communication. If you are triggering me, that means that it's something within me that I need to work on. And
mm,
you're just a reflection of whatever it is that's in me that I need to work on. So if I get upset with somebody or if I get upset with my mom, it's not her, it's not them. They're living their experience, they're living their life. They're gonna
mm.
get through it just like to a point where I am and beyond. But if it's an issue with me, then I need to understand why it's an issue with me and
Wow,
what do I need to do to make sure it's not an issue with me because I can't control people and I can't control others. So what can I do to make sure that I'm in peace and nobody's stealing my peace and joy?
wow. Hey, sister,
Man.
two things, right? I know my brother got something real quick, bro. Um, two things. You know that's why I wear the mirror mask to remind people to look in the mirror for the change they want to see, you know, instead of pointing out the
Mhm.
window. And that's why I go by speculum ambulo, which means I am the walking mirror. And so
Mhm.
that's number one. And number two is, you know, you realize, and this is a term I learned from somebody, but you might end up turning this into a song for real, for real.
Come
But
on with
hey,
it.
listen, right? I learned that some people's alarm clocks are set for 11 a.m., whereas ours may have been set for 6 a.m. See what I'm saying?
Come
So
on
we
now.
just because we're set to wake up at 6 a.m. and go to work and go get this consciousness or whatever, theirs not set yet. or may not ever be set. And we got to understand that. So I think you definitely, you found that within you when you said, it's all about what's in you.
Yeah.
And that alarm clock analogy was just it. I've been using it ever since I heard it for the
That's
first
a great
time.
analogy too.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
great, like, it took me a long time to understand. Like I used to be upset. I'll be like, it used to get me down because it's lonely being conscious. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
when I started waking up, y'all would I didn't know y'all wasn't there like Jay. It wasn't no, it wasn't when I started waking up. Like, okay, Brooklyn, New York, they've always been like that, but it wasn't like that. I'm in the Midwest. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So I'm like, dude, this shit lonely. Like, it ain't nobody I can
yeah,
spin things off of and talk to and stuff like that.
yeah,
And so I used to despise being woke. I'm like, man, I want to go back to sleep. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, this sucks. But I can't, like, once you
yeah.
wake up, you can't really go back to sleep.
yeah,
Even
Can't
if you
go back.
try,
It's hard
yeah,
to
you
go
ain't
back.
no going back. You know what I'm
Even if
yeah,
you
saying?
try to, it's just gonna like eat at your soul or something. It's just like, nah, I just can't do this. You
Yeah.
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So that
But you
alarm
know,
clock analogy, that alarm clock
mhm,
analogy, now I see it as a blessing. Like now we
Yeah,
like what paving waves, like wave payers. I don't know how
yeah,
pay wave, you know what I'm saying? And
uh-huh,
mhm,
and 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 I just realized, I'm like, damn, I'm really up here while everybody else is up here. And I used to get upset, but now I'm like, damn, like when I'm way up here, I wonder what that's gonna be like. You know what I'm saying? And once they start, like, 'cause now consciousness is a thing, and even music is changing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been on
yeah,
good music for a long time, and I'm like, damn, I was ahead of the class on this shit, and
yeah,
I'm like, damn, I wonder what's gonna be next. Like, if I'm this far ahead, it's crazy to think about where we will be when they
facts.
get here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When they get here, it's like, dang, what we gonna be by then? You
yeah,
know?
that's why I love a couple things. That's why I love your music so much because it's good quality music and it's good conscious music and it's
yes,
Thank you.
gems
Thank you.
when you really listen to it, right? And then, dang, I just kind of lost my train of thought while I was going with the second one. But I'm gonna go back to what you were saying about like, oh, that's what I was gonna say. That's why I love your message of pushing love because with pushing love is also I learned to have grace and
Mm,
for people. You know what I'm saying? Because so the way I look at, I love bro analogy, and I love the way you broke it down too. But what had worked for me was just kind of taking a step back and respectfully and very respectfully when I say this, looking at those that's not really at where we at as children. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Because it's like you don't get really mad at a child when they doing stuff that they don't know no better.
yeah,
mm,
And these people, they don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? So when you kind of take a step back and have grace, it don't matter if they older than you, younger than you, it don't matter. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? A lot of us on this type of time are old souls. So even
yeah,
though our vessel will be whatever age it is, spiritually, we might be hundreds of years older than somebody we sitting right next to that's older than us. You know what I'm
yeah,
Mm.
saying? So when you look at it like that, like, okay, I'm just gonna have grace for them not knowing this knowledge because they literally do not know. And they've been conditioned to not care to know, and that be the problem. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where we get frustrated because the knowledge it makes so much sense to us. We 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 have watched one Bobby Hemmett video and it just makes sense. It just click. They
Yeah.
yeah.
might watch it and like, man, what is this? What he say? Huh? And
That's
we get
love.
irritated. Like, what you
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
You know, like you ain't hear what he said, but we
Right.
gotta have grace for them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They don't know. They like children. Yep.
I also hear, like, I sent a couple of my people Bobby Hemming video, and they don't have the patience. You know what I'm saying? They're like,
yeah,
man, it take too
Right.
long for him to say what he trying to say. I'm like when he be like when he be like and then I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm waiting. I'm like, because I
yeah,
know it's getting ready to be a gym drop, but like they don't even have the patience, and
yeah,
that's just
Mm,
Bobby. Like maybe that's just not their cup of tea, But
yeah,
it's so many different teachers now that I feel like if a person really wanted to elevate their consciousness, they really wouldn't have no excuse. They would just have to find out who's best for them.
yeah.
mm,
Or
yep.
you call the teacher to you, because you're gonna end up becoming the teacher anyway, right? The teacher is the
Mhm.
student and the student is the master, right? So like how we all came together, it was divine. Like we were calling out to each other. Like you said, it's lonely to be conscious, to be awake. It's lonely and you're alone. And so like when I started saying, nah, my tribe's out there, my family's out there, my soul people, the soul family, they out there,
Yeah.
come to me now. And they're doing the same thing. And like I know I tell my brother this all the time. I tell Jay Hooks this all the time. Hey man, our story's gonna be studied. Like they're gonna study our beginning, everything about us. They're gonna be studying us because how we even met, how we came about, all that is just gonna be like, wait, what? And there was way more members than there are net. Like it, yo, they're gonna want to know like, how did we get here? And what we went through, you know what I'm saying? And being so far apart, like Dr. Sublime is in a whole nother country,
Mhm.
and that's why she ain't here right now. Her internet done cut off on her, but you know what I mean? It's like those type of things, people are gonna want to know that. Like, how did y'all and honestly, that manifestation, that calling, like, where are you? Like we are on a certain frequency, so we're able to blow that trumpet or play the piano or whatever and hear it from 1,000 miles away, 10,000 miles away, and say, okay, let me check this real quick. And then we just somehow come together and, here we are, so.
That's the beautiful part about the internet too. You know what I'm saying? For a long
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
I didn't like it. Like it's very addictive, but to understand that it is a tool to bring millions of people from across the globe that we would never come in contact with. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Facts. Absolute facts.
Shout out to Great Ghost. He said we still slide for Lil Saint to this day.
Mm.
Great Ghost, you gotta put me on game. Who was Lil Saint? Do y'all know
No,
who he
I
talking
don't
about?
know.
If you still in the comments, put me on something. I don't know who you talking
Yeah,
about, fam.
if you still there, let us know who Lil Saint is. We can definitely look him up, and
I wonder if he's a music artist. That name sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
it do too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
But
love,
yeah,
love message, man.
this
Love.
video up top, bro. Is this the one I had sent you? This the one I had sent you, right? That was
Uh,
about
yeah, and you know what's crazy is, bro. I like, and I'm gonna tell yeah, Kels, you gotta understand, like our minds, our four minds have like intertwined so well, like we know what each other's thinking sometimes, like you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy because like he said, man, he had an idea earlier before the show, before we started the show, and I was like, bro, I just started laughing, and he already knew why I was laughing because we already was thinking the same thing, and it's like this video I believe I put in another channel in our Discord. I'm not sure if I did or not. I thought I did. I might have not, but I came across this too and was like, that's interesting. That's something we could probably definitely dive into. But yeah, this is the same video, which is crazy because it's like great minds really do think alike.
Great minds think alike.
But since you mentioned it, you think we should play it right quick? I think.
Go for
yeah,
it.
because
Let's
I
do it.
feel like it intertwines with the message of spreading love.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Mhm.
You know that kindness is mentioned over 50 times in the Bible? Hi, I'm Day Sulan. Let's talk about kindness. Kindness is love in action, the quality of being generous, friendly, considerate, and compassionate to one another. I know some of you are going to be like, what if they're not kind to me? What if they're not deserving of my kindness? That is not the point. Kindness ties into your integrity. Integrity is what keeps you kind when it's hard. It's easy to be kind when it benefits you, but true integrity is being kind when there is nothing in it for you. You might even have to sacrifice for it. Just because someone is not kind to you does not not mean that you have to reciprocate. Lead with love. Do not slight with your words. What if someone has done me wrong? Kindness is the act of forgiving someone. See, conflict is not an excuse for you to not be kind. Be the bigger person and choose kindness. I'm talking to you. In the Bible, God's character examples kindness in all seasons. It's more than just being nice. Sometimes kindness can look like listening, forgiving, someone in need, giving. Be kind to yourself, but let that be an extension of how you treat others. Kindness can also look like loving someone that may not love you back. Truth is, kindness is not always easy. Sometimes it is not appreciated. People misuse your kindness or take advantage, but that does not give you the excuse to not be kind. Do not grow weary for doing good, for at the proper time you will reap your harvest if you do not give up. Be a mirror of God's love. Convey kindness. Be kind even when it hurts. And remember, kindness is not a weakness, but a strength. All right?
That's big fact. That's a big message. That's a
Yes.
big message. Yo,
Powerful.
it's crazy because when I started, I when I started this love campaign, you know, when you get ready to make changes, you're gonna get tested. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Mhm.
can't just be like, oh, I'm finna start this unconditional love thing, and my spirit and the guides and the universe and everybody ain't gonna be like, well, let's see how serious you are about this love shit. You know what I'm saying? And I would find myself in situations with people where I really had to really sit back and really elevate to another level. Like, yeah, yeah, I probably was right for how I felt and what I said. But if I'm speaking this unconditional love thing, then I have to approach it in a certain way. You
Mm,
know,
Mhm.
I
that's
can't
right.
be I can't be, like this. Even if this is true, even if they are doing this, I can't
Mhm.
reciprocate with this. I can be like, I know what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I understand what you're doing. It's helping me with my throat chakra opening up and communicating. You know what I'm saying? Like love don't mean that you just a rug, it don't mean that you just take what's given to you, but it does mean that I have to operate differently.
Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And sometimes these people that are in that position, like that's their journey. They came here to be an enigma. Like that's their job, you know? And so
Mhm.
our job might be to wake up others, our job may be to spread love or to spread conscious music or whatever it is. And their job is to cause confusion, you know? That
Mhm.
like that's just their journey. It's like they may have already come here and did it the other way already. Oh, let me see how it is on the other side.
Hmm.
So, I
Mhm.
truly believe that too. Some people are meant to be here just to test you, and you're gonna come
Yeah.
across those people
That's them
just
Yeah.
triggers. That's them
for that,
triggers. Like
yeah, to
how we
see
going
how well you're doing, you
How we
know?
gonna know if we don't have contrast? It's the contrast. Like
Yes.
Abraham Hicks talks about. Like if we don't have contrast, how do we know if this is really what we want? Or how do we ever know what it is that we do want if we don't experience or see the things that we don't want? Like how do I know that I
Mhm.
want to had to make good music if I don't listen to fucked up music all the time? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like how do I know? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. True. It's
Facts.
true. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really just love how she said kindness is love in motion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh no, in action. She said right. She said emotional in action. I think
I think
love
I
she
in
mean,
said
action.
motion.
either or, because action is motion. You
Right.
are
Yeah.
moving in action. So, I
Mhm.
mean, either or kind of works. Honestly, if you
Right.
really
Big
break it
facts.
down.
Mhm. Yeah, that definitely goes hand in hand. So one thing that she said, and I wish our sister Oracle was in with us today, but Oracle had left a message in the Discord and was saying, uh, love is not. She disagreed with the part of uh, loving someone even though they treat you like they don't love you. Said she disagreed with that part, and I do too, to a certain extent. But I think what the sister was getting at was, even if you treat me unkindly, I'm not gonna let that change who I am or how I treat people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let that just because you might not love me or you treat me like you don't love me. I'm not gonna let you knock me down to that level. I'm gonna keep my high vibration of spread love and just move around from, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's what the sister was really getting at. What y'all think?
I think so too, because I get what he's saying. It doesn't love your enemies, love people that don't love you, because it doesn't mean that you take, you take they shit. It don't mean that you absorb. You don't even got to
Right.
be around them, but
Right.
not loving them does, it hardens. You know what I'm saying? It does something to
Mhm.
you in the inside to where it
Yes.
hardens you. And then when you start to get hardened, what comes is like, then you start to be on the opposition. Then you start to think a way that kind of boxes you in and narrows you into a space where you don't have peace of mind. Because when you hardened on the inside, then you always, it's just this certain frequency that comes with that, as opposed to if you just be like, let your heart be free and peace of
Mhm.
mind. It's just a different element of how a person can move when you're soft and when you're hard, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Makes
Mhm.
perfect sense.
Cool. I'm glad you said that because I was thinking I was gonna ask you that question too. Would you tap in more into your feminine energy? And I could tell that you enjoy it. You liking it. So with that being said, did it make you feel lighter? You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, okay.
Yeah,
Cause
absolutely. Because
yeah,
uh because
even as a man myself, like being in that energy all day, that what I'm saying, it's draining. So it's and I like how you said being in the house is kind of being in your feminine energy because it do allow you to kind of let your guard down and just let your head down and just breathe and not have to worry about this might happen, that might, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I like that. I like how you pointed that out too.
Yeah. Because
Also,
even
our
being
inner child is in our feminine. You know what I'm saying? Our inner child, our playfulness, our innocence, our lightfulness, that's all in our feminine, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the masculine, it's just, there's no time in the day-to-day world like that can get you killed. You know what I'm saying? Like love, like the things that we're talking about in different spaces and shit, and you don't
yeah.
understand how to move, can get you effed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And our feminine, our softness in certain place, if we don't understand when to turn these things on and off, can really get us in places and messed up situation. You know.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Facts.
coming from an ex gang member and street dude, I'm telling you that is absolute facts. It is draining to constantly be in that masculine mentality, and not realizing I was just an emotional little boy, that didn't really know how to behave like a man, honestly, you know. But once I embraced both, it was a different story, you know. Now I'm able to be a different person, when it came to certain situations. I'm able to tap into that feminine energy and be like, you know what, let me just not, I'm not going to engage this and I'm not going to let this trigger my ego because two egos is just going to lead to a fight, somebody getting shot or worse or whatever, and that's always the case when you grow up in that lifestyle. And even if you don't, it could be two Ivy League school kids and their ego. If they can't park that ego, then they're gonna get in the fight.
Right.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
our ego is a major. It's a
And
part
that
of us. It's never going to go away, and it can be a good thing. But you got to learn to put a leash on it. If you can put a leash on your ego, it will serve you well.
the discernment. Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
On when
there
to,
it is.
because
I
it's
would say
it's also our protector.
Yes.
I would say put a leash on your ego, but learn how to control it instead of it controlling you.
Yeah.
Because you need your ego for some things. Because if you don't have your ego, some people would really run over you and do whatever they feel like. But when you put your ego in control, you become in control of it instead of it in control of you. You got a better even flow. It's like being in control of your masculine and feminine energy, balancing it. It's the same
Yeah.
thing with your ego, being able to balance it. Is this me just wanting to do, or is this protection mode? Because your
Right.
ego could also put you in a protection mode at the same time too.
Right.
So
Because
you
the
got
ego will protect you, because another form of love is loving yourself and me not taking shit off nobody. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? Like if you know somebody playing in your face, if I know somebody playing in my face, I ain't finna just be like, oh, I'm turning the other cheek. Now I'm gonna check you. You know what I'm saying? And that's self-love. You know what I'm saying? I
That's
know what
right.
you're doing. You playing in my face. I know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and just know that I know. Like I don't have to keep on going back and forth with you, but just
Mm.
understand I know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And
Man.
that's self-love for real.
Oh man, you know, man,
Especially
I'm
when you
glad
just
I'm missing
know
our
somebody
sister right
trying.
now.
You know what I'm saying?
What'd you say,
What you
bro?
say, God?
Oh,
No,
I said,
The thing
especially when you
I was just
know somebody just playing
yeah,
you, trying you. You know.
yeah.
right.
No, I was saying I'm missing our sister right now, man, because this topic, she got that saying, and y'all know I'm about to chop it up. No matter how many times I heard it, I still always chop it up. But she say something like, you know what I mean, like, I love you enough or something, like I'm not gonna do you no harm or whatever, but you know what I mean, but I ain't gonna let you just, you know what I mean, walk on me or something. She got that
Right.
saying, man, and it's powerful.
Right. So
Mm,
don't get it twisted. Like don't get love twisted that it's just all soft roses and flowers and like, nah, man. Love is tough too. You
Yeah,
know?
Yeah. What we
Love is
call tough
tough.
that's right.
love. I love you
Yeah.
enough to check you. I love you enough to correct you. I love you. I love me enough to set boundaries. I love
yeah,
me enough to not allow you to do to me whatever you feel like to come and go, however you feel like to be a revolving door. You
yeah,
have to love yourself. How could I love somebody else if I don't even know how to love myself? And then because I don't
Mm,
love myself or I don't know what love looks like or feels like, whatever you give me, calling it love, I'm accepting.
yeah,
yep.
That is
Facts.
yeah.
And if the
superficial.
person,
And you
and if the
inflicting
person,
wounds on your own self.
Hmm.
hmm and if the person loves you equally, or respectfully, then they gonna just honor that off the bat. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
That's right. Because we can't tell you how many times we have corrected each other, and we've always taken it with love because nobody's above correction. And why shouldn't you tell me that I got a booger in my nose? You know what I'm saying? Why shouldn't you tell me that I got something on my face, a piece of
Yeah.
dirt? I can't see my own face. We out and about. I'm definitely not looking in the mirror. Ain't no mirrors out there. You
Yeah.
know, I have to go in the bathroom in order to see it. But you tell me, hey, bro, you got a little smudge on your right underneath your eye. Oh man, what the And I see people always react like that. I used to react like that, and it was like,
Yeah, that's
you know what I
crazy.
mean? Like, hold up, tell me when I'm doing something wrong. That way I can fix it. That way I can correct it. Because I may not know that it's wrong. I
Yeah.
may not know that it's, detrimental to myself and to you and to our relationship. Let's work that. You know what I mean? Let's fix that.
And the
And
correction could be the elevation of consciousness that I
yeah,
need. You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
like you really might be stunting our own people growth by not being by not doing that.
Yes.
Like some
Thank
we got
you.
to do
Mm,
that to flip the light bulb on for them. A little correction, a little argument, a little whatever, a little
Mhm.
disagreement to help them get to their
Yeah.
next level of consciousness.
But the thing is this is if
facts.
they could
Facts.
see that then again, if they're not operating in that ego, because if you don't know how to balance that ego, when that correction comes, that ego could make you feel as if that person is attacking you versus coming to you to give you constructive criticism to better. I love you enough to let you know, hey, you're going down the wrong direction. I love you enough to let you know that there's a ditch down there, there's a lion down there, there's a bear down there. But if you and your
Mm,
ego, man, you don't have to tell me where to go. I going down there anyway. Then you will encounter
That was
the ditch
me.
that
I stayed in
leads
that
you
ego.
there.
You can't tell me shit. That definitely was me for a long, 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 long time. Like, nah, I guess I'm the type of person I gotta go see the lion because you know, because I was very, very, very in my ego, and you couldn't
Yeah,
just tell me nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the good thing is now it's different. I can give you warning and let you know, hey, I've been down this road, and I can tell
Yeah,
you this ain't the route you want to take. Now,
yeah.
the good
I
thing
listen
is I
now.
told you, if you choose to go, if you let your ego stroke you and tell you that I going anyway, that on you. But I love
Yeah,
Yeah.
you. Being down there, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
right.
You know.
me too. I definitely my listening skills. Listen, I listen a lot now. I shut up and sit back and listen.
Yeah. And that's the key, honestly. Like people say, oh, I have good communication skills. No, what you have is you lack proper listening skills, and you don't listen attentively. You listen in order to reply. Most people,
Hmm.
right?
That's the
And
idea. Listen to
th-
respond instead of listening to hear. We
exactly,
hear what it is you're saying.
that's
You
right.
know, that's why
And
for me, when we were talking, I said, let me just listen in and hear her, hear where she's coming from, hear her. You understand before, oh, jump in there. No,
that's
okay,
right.
yeah, this is good. She's in a good place now. She's more centered now. She's more alert of the direction and the trajectory where she wants to go. And now we can have a good conversation thereafter. You understand?
Yeah,
That's right.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
love you enough to listen to what you have to say. And let me tell
Yes.
you something. When somebody love you enough to listen to what you have to say, that means because time is something we don't get back. Even though we say time is fluid, it's still something we do not get back. After it's spent, it's gone.
yeah,
So when somebody decide to sit in and spend time, like you choose, you came here with us on the High Vibe Tribe, and we thank you so much. We thank you for choosing to spend this time and space with us. We don't take it for granted. You
Yes.
understand? But it's time well spent, and we thank you. You
Thank
know,
you. Thank
we
you.
don't take it. We don't take it for granted. We don't take your time for granted. You are impacting and imparting in our lives, just as even flow
And
the
it's been
high
a great
vibe.
experience. Been a great
Yeah.
experience also. Thank
And
you.
honestly, is it just me, y'all, or does she feel like a returning guest? You don't feel like a new guest. You feel like a returning guest.
yeah. Like we've already.
The vibes is
Yeah,
vibing. I ain't even gonna lie, for real. Like I do. Like when
yeah,
when when the doc camera went out, I was like, man, because she was chiming in on, the masculine, feminine. I'm like, oh, she gonna come back. She gotta come back.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So, we're talking to getting back to that, the masculine and the feminine. And for me, like I said, I grew up with five uncles. So with five uncles, they were teaching me how to roller skate, teach me how to ride bicycles, and they used to smoke. So they used to smoke and then blow in my face. I never smoked a day in my life. I never smoked a day in my life. But my uncles, they brag about what they used to do to me as a child in terms of blowing their smoke in my face. You understand? I had a masculine energy temper out of this world. If you kill my cat, I killing your dog, I
Mm.
killing your cat, your rat, your road. I coming after everything. I
yeah,
coming after something. I'm coming after because that was the kind of aggressiveness, masculine energy that I
yeah. And then
I could
after
have
you're done with all that,
I
sister, you
could
dumping the
have
plants out on your way out.
adrenaline. I had such a aggressive masculine energy. Um, to the point whereas there was law enforcement. I didn't even fear. I told them, This is if you do this, I come. If you don't even go look for the person, come and look for me, because you're
Mm.
gonna take too long to find them. I'll find them, and you're gonna meet me over their body myself." Yeah.
Man, and you so
And
much such a peaceful spirit now. I can't even imagine you being that aggressive
it,
at
it,
one point.
that's what
Oh,
that's
you
what
bugging, bro. I can imagine it because look
I,
how
I
peaceful she
can't see
is.
it
In order to get that kind of peace, bro, you had
uh,
to have gone through like that's why I tell like people be like, man, like people that know me be like, damn, man, you changed so much. It's like, look at what I went through. I had to. I had to. I already did. No. You can imagine. And I always thought that I was like, man, Dr. Sublime was probably tough as nails, yo, because look at how peaceful shit, feminine she is. There's no way she got there just growing up like that because you're gonna
Got
have to
right.
see the other
it.
side. You have to.
I tell you, I'm
Yeah.
so bad. Even when I was in high school, if you hang with me, you never had a fight. You never had to fight a battle.
Mm.
I took care of it. I took
Yeah, I
care
see
of it.
that.
I
I
took
see it
care
Wow.
all
of
over.
it. I, and I'm grateful now
Yeah.
that.
Mm,
But the thing about it is this too. One of the things I'm learning is because I was so much in that energy in my teenage, early 20s years. When you start coming into your feminine energy, you try to suppress the masculine, and then you start getting taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Because now you
mm,
want to be the girly girl, you want to be the Miss Prim and proper and all that different stuff. So that's why I asked the question, how do you balance it? Because now energy and I want to
oh,
balance all over
You
again. I
cut
don't
out,
want to,
sister.
you understand? Only
Oh,
always be
you
in my
cut out.
feminine energy.
you chopping
Yeah.
up, Dr. Sublime.
Yeah, you chopping up on us,
God,
sister.
this internet service, man. This internet is terrible on my side.
Mm,
So I didn't hear what you said. See, repeat the last part.
Oh, in terms of balancing, the not so much. I'm in my feminine energy, but now how I want to now for me, I'm like balancing it because I put down the masculine and I never brought it back up to really balance
Yeah.
the
Oh
balance.
yeah.
So
So we
the
gotta
internet,
it's the
that's why,
integration.
yes.
It's the integration of both, you know. Um it's like you gotta when to turn something on and you know when to turn something off. You know.
Mhm.
Like when you're not also being okay with it showing up when you don't when you want to, like, say if I want to be a feminine, something is happening and I want to be in that space, but the masculine shows up. Gotta being okay with it showing up whenever it shows up, because
Mhm.
your spirit knowing and understanding things ahead of time, you
That's right.
know. And this is like relinquishing control within control of yourself. You know, you got to be able to trust that, what happened had happened. Like, it might not have been the way that you wanted it to play out, but it might have been the way
Mhm.
that it was supposed to play out. You
That's
know.
right. Yeah, because our
That's
mm,
spirit can see through walls, around corners, and into the future a little bit. Like,
Yeah. So as
uh,
much as
it,
we want to like determine what's is gonna be for the day. Oh, I'm gonna be feminine for the day, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and like, nah, just leave room for all of your inner parts. You know what I'm saying? The feminine, the masculine, the child. The wounded. Like, leave space for it all to show up, and just be okay with when it shows up. Now that's difficult.
mm,
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
um, I know that for me, I know how to change my own tire, how to change my own oil and all that stuff, because that's what I learned from my uncles. But at the same time, too, that's that masculine energy. But where again, that's also feminine because you need to know how to do these things. If you out there on the road by yourself, like you living by yourself or something like that, you need to know how to do some things. So when you take your car to the garage, these mechanics can't rob you. Say, oh, look at her,
Mm-hmm.
she has a pretty so we
Mm-hmm.
got her, we got her, we got her. No, 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 sweetie. I know I change
Yeah,
my filters and stuff myself, but I choose
I like
to work
I
with
like to
myself.
relate it to like an around the way girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think of how Queen Latifah or MC Light was, like, if you could think how they were in their presence in their raps, the external was very baggy and quote unquote masculine, because that was like the style of the time at the time, but
Mhm.
they were still soft in the face, and they still had their own hair, and they still had earrings, and they still had makeup. But
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a New Yorker, like those women. Those women are like the a good representative of a balanced masculine and feminine. You know what I'm saying? Because them
yeah,
is rough, tough women. You know what I'm saying? They rough and tough, but they love rough and tough too. Like, they might not be all soft and dainty, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're beautiful, and you can see the essence of their feminine. But because of where they are and how they live and the times and the space that they are, you gonna get that rugged side, which could be,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, the masculine. You gonna get that because that's the way of the world. But at the same time, you can still see they feminine shining through. And then if you get to a space in them where you can see and allow more of their feminine to shine through, they'll show more of that as well.
yeah.
I want
And
to I want to say this too real quick. Because I was watching one of those. a clip of one of those pop the balloon shows yesterday, and it was a woman that came on, and all the guys was holding the balloons, and she boxed, so she was in a relationship with a woman for like 8 years or whatever. So she was kind of masculine and saying that she was, trying to get into her femininity, but all the guys popped the balloon, and I just feel like that's why I want to say this to the guys, because sometimes it's up to the man to use his
Yeah.
masculinity as far as having logic and patience to bring
Allow.
out that femininity in a
Yeah.
woman.
Bring that flower
And
out that woman. Bring that
That's
I
right.
could
flower out that
tell that
woman.
exactly, and I could tell that if some of them guys would have been a little bit more patient with her, they could have unlocked it. But they
Yeah.
weren't. They was kind of emotional. In my opinion, they was being kind of emotional and oh no, I don't want to deal with that. And then like you need to calm down, brother. And you know
Yeah.
what I'm
You gotta
saying?
sit down,
You know
bro.
what
I
I'm
want to
saying?
say
Like
that.
You're being
allow her, give her a chance. She telling y'all,
egotistic.
I came here to find a man. I'm leaving that behind. I came here. I'm telling
Right.
y'all this is what I'm looking for, but they still was kind of to me, in my opinion, still a little emotional. But I just feel
Right.
like if
That's
somebody would have
literally,
had
listen, Jay,
grace
that's
with her,
literally my life right now. Like that's literally my life right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. I wish I would have saw that episode because that speaks
Yeah. You
volumes
gotta
to me.
send that to us, bro. And because that's
y'all
their
can try to
loss.
find
That's their loss
it.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, but
And
Doctor
she was
Sublime,
so frustrated. You could tell she was just like, ugh.
yeah. So Doctor Sublime, I want to bring up a good example of when you balanced your masculinity and your femininity at the same time, simultaneously. Like they lived in the exact same space and time together, right? And
Mhm.
this is the situation with a couple years back with the brother and the sister on Discord and how you responded and what you said. It was perfectly logical, but then you express that feminine, like, yo, we don't need to be doing it, and y'all got to remember we live. They're like, this is live, everybody can see it, and this, that, and the third. And that right there, I was like, man, like I didn't want to delete that part. I wanted to delete because it was so powerful to me and it spoke to me. But I was, it referenced something that was getting deleted. It was not going to stay. So
Yeah.
I wanted to remind you of that. That's when it really showed up because you was they couldn't say nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? Like especially homie, he couldn't say nothing after you spoke because it was just clear as day. Like yeah, this ain't. So I thought
They,
that was interesting. So you
being
definitely
feminine
you show
depending
that
upon
balance.
got you. Got you.
Yeah,
Got
you
you. Got
definitely show that balance. It just sometimes we don't see it and it takes somebody from the outside looking in. And when I was looking at that, I was like, wow, that's powerful, man. Like, she's so right. You know what I'm saying? And yeah,
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in fact, I didn't catch all of the love conversation because of this, my internet being in and out. But one of the things that for me would resonate in terms of love is the fact that when we know how to love ourselves and properly love ourselves, and that's a continuous journey. It is not just an overnight. I love myself and that's it. It's a continuous journey because some days you don't you yourself don't feel lovable. You
yeah,
get you're so much in your head instead of in your heart. So because your head is making you feel unlovable, you don't know how to express that in just in the everyday life. I won't even say expressing it to somebody else. You
Yeah.
don't even express it in terms of how you treat yourself and what you wear or what you eat. You
Yes.
understand because you become an emotional eater. You become somebody just throw on any old thing and just go about your business. And so for me, um, learning, I think that somebody, I think Whitney Houston sing the song, learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And so that unconditional love, that was the other thing I wanted to share, is that unconditional love is also predicated on the fact that, hey, I know how to love myself. So I unconditionally could love somebody no matter who they are, what they've already done to me. That don't mean I need to put you back in my bosom. I don't need to have you as my bosom buddy, my good friend, my pal, and stuff like that. but I still could love you unconditionally to the point whereas if you dying of thirst, I will definitely make sure you get something to drink. If you need something
Yeah.
to eat, I don't have no hang-ups in making sure you get something to eat or something to drink or clothes to wear. But that does not mean we become roommates.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you
Yeah.
could love like that without being attached to a condition,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you see?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
love that it's unattached to a condition. I don't love you because you got biceps, triceps, and concepts. I don't love you because you got lips, hips, and fingertips. I don't love you because you're driving the best car, the fancy car, or you making it rain with the money. No, I just because
Now, I want to speak on something you just said, sister, right? Like, imagine the person, like, you get into it, y'all don't talk for a while, right? And I got some family members that's like that, right? That I don't really speak to. And, like, I've always said to myself, if I was just walking by a river or something and saw them drowning, I would save them. You know what I mean? Throw them a lifeline, whatever, and get them out. And like I could picture that person constantly contacting me and wanting to, and I still am like, no, I'm cool. Like, cause you know what I mean? Like, could you imagine how that would change their thoughts on how they operate? And they're like, wow, this person's sick, but they still don't want nothing to do with me because of what I did to them those years back or whatever. It's like that honestly, I think would change. I know it would do for me anyway.
That's
That
the
would
turn
change.
the flip the light bulb on for
Yeah,
you.
that'll flip that
Right.
light switch quick. Like, holy monkeys, this person just saved my life and still don't want nothing to do with me because of
Yeah.
what how I treated them.
yeah,
It
Yeah,
would make
they don't
them
want
second
to
guess and think about their
what I
action.
did to them. Think about it. I did this to them, and they still saved my life. I did this
yeah,
to them, yet they still give me food to eat, clothes to wear, water to drink. You see, so
yeah,
that's
Yep.
what made them think.
That goes back to what I was saying. What the sister said in the video about still loving somebody even if they don't they not treating you the same way. I think that's what she was getting at. Yep.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
hmm Hey, so Dr. Sublime, I got a question for you real quick because
Yeah,
you asking about the asking Kels about the balancing of her energy. So do you feel like sometimes like you, so you just mentioned how you were more aggressive when you was younger. So do you feel like you having this question about balance because sometimes you have an aggressive side that one that comes out of you, like you have like this energy like where you kind of want to be aggressive, but
yeah,
you keep it. Okay,
yeah.
okay. So
There,
so
there, there is that energy doesn't go away. That's number one.
right,
Either you
right.
suppress it and you become more of one and less of the other. It's like when you drive in a car, especially if you're
Mhm,
driving not the automatic, the standard shift, the manual. There is that
mhm,
progression of going from second gear to third to fourth to fifth, and you using those turbo jets, and you want to just go in that speed. But then when you
mhm,
reach a certain place, you got to realize you got to start now with gearing it down because you can't just continue to accelerate in that direction. And so
mhm,
learning how to break that, to balance it, like you don't just go hard after. And that's something I had to learn now lately. I'm just
I want
going hard in that energy. And then I realized, hold on, I'm
I feel
I'm
like
going
I feel like that's feminine energy. That fire, that
uh-huh.
aggressiveness. I feel like that's
mhm.
for me personally. I feel like that's feminine energy because it's
Mhm.
fueled with emotion. You know what I'm saying? And I think
Right.
sometimes these ideas of what each individual person, we have these ideas of what, masculine and feminine and the energies and stuff like that. But what I've learned is that feminine energy is fiery. You know what I'm saying? You don't get I'm not saying that masculine energy is not. Maybe they both
They both
integrate
are.
and intertwine with these different, you know what I'm saying? But that fiery aggression, emotional fiery aggression is different. That's a feminine energy as opposed to logically fire and aggression. You know what I'm saying? These are two
Yup, yup.
different.
I I get you. I get
Yeah,
you. But for me, right? It's like when I say, for me, if you put me in a Mustang, I got a totally different attitude and aggression versus when you put me inside a Honda.
yeah.
I have a total. It's like something inside me. I got that competitive kind of spirit. I on that light and I'm looking at you kind of. So I have that
Let's
ego
race.
side of me that is competitive. That I got this and I know this and I.
I think
So
that's amazing too, because that competitive spirit that still drive by emotion, but it's still really a masculine spirit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I just think it's wild how they just both intertwine. You
Yeah.
know?
yes.
Yeah,
So
that's
learning
Yeah.
how
dope.
to
I
balance things.
you was just spot on with what you said too, Kels, because I've been trying to tell guys this for the last couple of years that all that quick to get mad and quick to get angry stuff, it we we talk that that's how we supposed to react as men, but it's really you being emotional, brother.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
calm down, relax, and a
Yeah.
lot of stuff is can you can keep yourself out of a lot of trouble by just
Yeah.
taking a breath and instead of just reacting with your emotions. You know
yeah.
what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Controlling your emotions. Yeah,
Very much
Yeah.
reactive to things. You understand? That's why I could tell you, if you kill I was very reactive. If you do something to me, I'm coming at you with everything inside of me. I would stalk you until I get you. And if I cry, it's even worse. If you make me cry, if I my anger turns into tears, and if I cry, let me run. That's
Mm.
all I can say. Run, because whatever I can use to hurt you, I can try to hurt you. And so
Oh,
I
bro.
learned how
Picture our
to.
sister in the bushes waiting for somebody to come out there and help.
Like
Oh,
five
yeah.
minute cut, that's a scary sight.
I tell you, let me tell you, I could tell this story here now because it's many years ago. But
Mm,
somebody killed. I had a younger brother than myself, and he was killed, and I found out who killed him. And I
mm.
stalked this person for 1 year, knowing his every move, knowing his whereabouts, knowing his side check, knowing when he go to work, when he don't go to work. And I finally pull up on
Wow,
him with a Colt 80.
Mm,
wow,
she ain't playing.
Mm.
not playing.
I'm telling
Damn.
you. I said, you do you know who I am? He said, no, I don't know who you is. Who you? And I take that gun and I said, I am so and so. He do, oh no, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. And something inside of me said, if you kill him now, who can take care of your children?
Mm,
You kill him.
Yeah.
And
wow.
that subconscious talking is what made me let him go. But the adrenaline, what was inside of me, was to take his life because he took my brother life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Wow.
That dominating now, that them five uncles kind of grow you up kind of mentality. Don't let nobody ever beat you. If you come home and somebody beat you up, we can beat you.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. I grew up
mm,
the same way.
Yo, I want to say again, that's the integration, because everything that you saying, Doc, about the emotion filled with the action, that's got to be integration of both energy. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? That's got to be both masculine and feminine playing out in they both respective roles together, like intertwined
Yeah.
together, like the emotion, the fire, the action. You know what I'm saying? The uncles don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody, like, the love for self. You know what I'm saying? The integration of
And
it. That's what I see that as.
it was just enough, sister, too, for you to actually roll up on him. That was enough.
Yeah,
And that's where that feminine side, where that good side was like, listen, don't do this because who's gonna take care of your babies? You know what I
yeah.
mean? You don't need to throw your life away. But look at the see the fear in that man's eyes was able to settle that masculine self. Like, okay, gotcha,
Mm, the
bitch.
cook,
You know what I
Tony
mean? On
cook.
that type of time, like, got
right,
your ass.
right,
Now I
right.
feel better. You know,
Yeah,
because
you cooking.
I've been there where I wanted to do something and I didn't, but it felt good knowing that, okay, I put the fear or I put
I
that,
had the
you know what I
power.
mean?
I had the power.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
cooking. Yeah, y'all cool. We cooking. Yeah, yeah. That's
yeah.
good. That's
Make
nice.
sure
I
y'all
love the way you
smash
said
that
that.
like button, chat. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I like the way you put that. That
Yeah.
cook for real.
Yeah. So
ODB Kels in the
now,
building.
now that we're talking about it, you could see where it was balanced. But
Yeah,
beforehand,
Yes.
you don't talk about something, you really don't see the balance inside of it. But now that we're talking about it, you're seeing like, oh yeah,
Yes. And that
that's balance. You know, that was
and
mhm,
that's
yeah,
me piggybacking and going back to saying being okay with whatever energy show up. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because like stop. Sometimes we don't need to control the narrative. All we need to do is just allow space for whatever energy to come up. Because like we were saying about the spirit seeing things ahead of time,
yeah,
it needs to play out the way that it's gonna play out, not the way we want it to play out. You know, it needs to play
yeah.
out the way it needs to play out.
Yes. And look
Yeah.
how it healed her too, because she got that aggression out. She was able to hit the punching bag a little bit just by pulling up on
Mhm.
him, putting that gun to
Mhm.
his face, but then was able to make a conscious decision to say, okay, let me not throw my life away for this person. And you know what I mean? Like, yo, you
Yeah.
so right, Kel. You so right.
Yeah. So
Man.
allow it, like so, and then if we don't try to control it and allow it, what happens is it plays out the way it's supposed to. You
Yeah.
came, you did what you needed to do, and at the same time, you didn't fall
Yeah,
off the
you
cliff.
didn't
You
overdo
know
it.
what I'm
That's right.
saying? You didn't
That's right.
overdo it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to this is why I asked you this question too, because I want to recommend this. Um, it's like you were saying earlier, how we gotta kind of learn to control that energy. I think
yeah,
that sometimes you just gotta feed it, and
Mhm.
by that I mean finding ways to let it out a little bit. Maybe just,
yeah,
and that's just really I think just moving the body around,
Yeah.
because when
Box,
you
go jog
you
or
try to,
something.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
go for a jog,
The thing
walk, clean
about
up
it is,
around the house, just do something to exert that energy. And I
And
think that that's how we can kind of
y'all
feed it a
remember
little
my
bit.
saying, right? Y'all remember my saying I came up with? Ego treats. You gotta feed your ego little
Mm.
treats.
That's a
You
good one.
can't
Yep, yep,
starve it. If you starve it, it's gonna go buck wild. So you gotta
yeah,
feed it
yep.
just little treats. And
yeah,
those treats can be in any form. Like
Yeah.
in the Dr. Sublime, she was able to feed her ego just by putting that gun to his face. But
Yeah.
you know, that was just enough of a treat to say, okay, I don't need to really overdo it. And man,
Right,
we that's what I mean. When you put a leash on your ego or put it, you know, you got control of it anyway, because you can put a leash on a dog and it still pull you, but then you don't got control of it. So Dr. Sublime was so right when she mentioned
right,
that.
right.
But you definitely got to
Mm-hmm.
get control of your ego. You have to be in control of it. And when you're in control of it,
ego will control you, and that's what caused a lot of people to be either in the grave
yep,
or in the prison.
Yeah.
fact.
Mm,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
And I know that my ego was heading me right down that path. I was going to be in the grave or I was going to be locked away because
Mm.
yeah,
you couldn't do nothing to me. You couldn't do nothing to me without something happening to you. It wasn't in my nature.
it'll go
Mm.
down like that. Of course, and
But I'm glad I sorted that out and realized like, okay, this is just nothing but ego, like the guys out our youngins out here killing each other right now. You stepped on my Jordans and I know Kels, you remember that back in, especially in the 90s,
Oh
you
yeah.
couldn't step on nobody's Jordans. You couldn't say nothing to nobody. Like, and nowadays it's still the same way, but you can't
Except
say
they
nothing.
just shooting. They just shooting
Yeah.
each other.
It
But
just, and
like
it's
back
like,
then, y'all you just squabble. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like they
right.
don't squabble these days.
Yeah, nah, they just shooting for, and it's like, man, you didn't teach that person a lesson. You took them out. They didn't learn anything from it because they're no longer here now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You might gonna learn something, but you're gonna be sitting in a box while you do it,
Yeah.
and you ain't never gonna get to really, hug and play with your children or family or none of that. So yeah, we
Hey,
gotta.
in the famous words of Pops, you live to fight another day.
That's
And
right.
then
Yeah.
what ends up happening, really, usually what ends up happening is the people that on the opposites, they end up really being friends. You know what I'm saying? Like they see differently, but like it's the curiosity of the contrast, kind of like how Outkast used to say it. Like they was rivalries, which turned into the best rap duo because they were both the best of the best. You know, they was probably rivaling because they both knew that they were the best. But to understand, like, yo, this is something like just because we are opposite and contrast don't mean that we can't be friends too.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Situational. Everybody's situation is different. But especially in that competitive ring, you always hear the best players, the best fighters, the people that they play against, they admire those people. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like they like Jay, I admire his game. You know what I'm saying? I admire his left hook. And so there's really a what's the term? I don't know the term I'm looking for, but it's really it ends up being something that is more conducive than not, you know.
Yes. And I love seeing like when I don't watch sports anymore because but when I was watching sports, I used to love seeing it was very rare, but I see like another player, high five or give, props to the other team, his other opponent when he just scored or something. And it was like, oh man, good shot. And I was like, normally you don't see that. It's like, I got to get in your head and talk trash and do all that. And it was like, damn, is anybody have any teamwork? Like, because
Yeah.
when I was playing sports, that's how we were taught. We used to line up and give,
Exactly.
yeah, we
Yeah.
had to line up and give each other high five to the other team. And, yeah, good game, good game, good game. And us being taught like that, we never had any conflicts on the court or on the field or none of that. It was always, you know what I'm saying? I'm helping him up after I just tackled him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You all right, man? Yeah, I didn't hurt you or nothing, did I? No, no, it's a good game, man. Good tackle, man. I was going for the touchdown. I almost had it until your ass came and got me. And we're on opposite teams, so they don't teach that in professional sports because they want to have that drama so that because it sells tickets. And that's
Right.
why you got a lot of fans who are just like that. They'll be in the stands and they'll be fighting each other. And you got like I don't know if y'all remember this, but there was some years ago the Boston Red Sox fans were throwing full beer cans unopened at the Yankees players, to injure them. Like, bro, that's come on, man.
Or even
Oh,
that time where they did it at the basketball game when
Yeah,
yeah, they do it in yeah, they did it at the basketball game too. They had that player up there in the stands. I forget the names, but yeah, that happened up in the
yeah,
in
yeah.
basketball games.
We're being programmed to not love ourselves and to not love each other and to not love what the other person is capable of. And it's like, man, you're an amazing player. Let me honor that.
Yeah.
You
Not
know?
to love, more so is it's also not to respect people for who they are as individuals. You understand? You got to be this way. If you in five, we call it 6 foot two, 210 or whatever have you, or you in 105 pounds, or you in a size two or whatever have you, we categorize people and we tend to body shame or color
Hmm.
shame or hair shame
Hmm.
people. And that's what they've done. They've caused us to what's the word I want to use? Be disrespectful to each
and
other, not to
shallow.
be able to show that
Yeah.
respect and love.
Shallow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
understand
bitter.
to each other
And
and stuff like that.
unforgiving. You know what I'm saying?
Unforgiving.
Like just you can't mess up. Like if you mess up, like it's the end all to be all. Like
Yeah.
no one can make mistakes. It's cancel culture,
Mm.
and you can't right your wrongs, and yeah,
Yeah.
this
Not
Yeah.
just and one time ago, I mean, you were able to have a fist fight and still go out and play afterwards. Now you have
Yep.
somebody missing, like you said, somebody step on your Jordans or somebody do. They want them to go and grab a gun and say
yeah.
Yeah.
no, there's no more fist fight. Back in the day when we was in school, you used to do the stones inside your hand and say hot rock, hot rock. The person hit on you, then you come out slugging. You
Yeah.
understand? I beat you this time. The next time you may beat me. But guess what? We
Mhm.
still living and we still go shoot marbles or play whatever have you together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still shoot the hoops together. But now, mm-mm.
And
Yeah.
we got to get back to that, because what that is, that's basically really speaking on the unconditional love and being
Yeah,
able to grow together. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
thrive together. And that is what makes us stronger, as individuals and as in a community setting. You know what I'm saying? Because now we can, like, we have really been assimilated to a culture that's not ours.
Mm.
Because our roots and our cultures, our parents wasn't finna let us fight our siblings and just leave it that way. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like no, y'all gotta reconcile, y'all gotta say
Yep.
sorry, y'all gotta keep on moving, y'all gotta understand that, okay, yeah, everybody different, we had our little fallouts and stuff, but in our culture, it wasn't no shunning. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
we're not talking to you no more, for like that's a different culture that we have been assimilated to. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
yeah.
Yep.
saying? We
So
have
I
to
had
get back to our culture of love, like unconditional. Of course we're gonna have fallouts. Of course
Yeah.
we're gonna fight. That's why we got boxing. That's why we got races. That's why we have competitions to let out that ego treat. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
that's just part of being human. But nah, this cancel culture and not being able to like, we have to get back to our roots of
Yeah.
how we treat each
Yeah.
other.
And we doing it right now with
We
you with
are.
your music, us with our podcasts, and we doing it right now because we go back to ancient times where we're banging on our drums and we got the music going and the fire pits going and we got a feast being cooked up and we're all, what I mean? Those are
Hmm.
all different tribes mixing together and there was
Hmm.
none. All that came from somewhere else. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And
Because we always had differences. We always
yeah,
have those people that we don't really care for. We always got, you know what I'm saying? But that, once again, we did not let that deter from just allowing those spaces to be okay, and still
right,
loving them and still loving on each other.
right.
yeah,
And
You
then,
know?
like you said earlier, once you got those differences, but you realize y'all are meant to be, best friends.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And just didn't know it, but you
Hmm.
had to meet in conflict. I can't tell
Hmm.
you how many times I've met some of my good friends in conflict.
Hmm.
And we're still friends to this day, even though I've been out of contact with them. But if I know if I met one of them right now, if I see one of them right now, we hit it off like like we've been hanging out every day for the last 15 years, you know,
Facts.
yeah,
and it's just that's that real, genuine, authentic friendship, and our souls we crave that,
yeah.
we're doing a dance in the spiritual realm. We're doing this dance
Facts. Gonna
and we
cook
don't
up, bro.
realize that
Yeah.
Yeah.
that dance is so important. You know what I mean? And if we just embrace it, we'll see the similarities and we won't see much difference. The differences are small, really small,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
like color
Mhm.
of our skin, you know what I mean? And our race or whatever. That's the only difference sometimes. I
Mhm.
know I got friends and I call family now that, we J Hooks, Dr. Sublime, like that's family, even though we're
Yeah.
from completely different gene pools. She's from the Caribbean, he's from Chicago, and I'm from Boston, and y'all know
Mhm.
Boston's some of the bitterest people on the planet, man. Like just bitter for no reason. Man, I
Yeah.
just didn't want to live like that. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? Like,
y'all mad aggressive too.
yeah, man, you can't say nothing about their team and sell their thought. You can't say, and it's like, man, fuck that team, man. You know what I'm saying? This is about love and each other and growing and being the best version of ourselves. Because man, who don't want to sit at a cookout and have conversations like we having right now?
Yeah.
And j- man, stop me if I'm saying anything wrong, right? It's like.
Nah, you cooking,
Oh,
bro. You cooking.
Right.
preach.
You know, and if we could come
Well,
here and agree to disagree and still come back every Sunday, cook dinner together
Yes,
and eat together, come on.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
disagree so about all kinds of different things, and that don't make no never mind. Like I'm still gonna call, Jay Hooks or Doctor Sublime, or still like I still got much admiration for them, and
Mhm.
as I do you, like I loved you, ODB, before I ever met you. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
been listening to that song lately. I'm like, man, that's so true. I love these people before I ever met them. You know,
Hmm.
but in order to get to that space, you have to learn to love yourself. It starts within, like you said.
Yeah.
So once I found that, and I was like, damn. So I'm loving people that I have no clue who they are. No clue. Guy just come up to me yesterday at my niece's birthday party, and asking me about the weapon on my hip or whatever. You any good at using that thing? I said, maybe. And we had a quick conversation, and it's like just off of mutual likes, just and it's like, damn, man, you can meet somebody that you've never met before, and then automatically you fall in love with them, and it's like,
Yeah.
damn,
And
where'd you
it's
come
easier
from?
sometimes with people you don't know. It's easy.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because our family, our people closest to us, they've been taught, and we all grow up in around the same atmosphere. So it's like they're taught to not, it's they
For
taught to
me,
put
I have to,
conditions on the
for
love.
me, I have to breed contempt because I'm familiar with you. I know
Yeah,
from when you came and stuff like that. So it
yeah,
breeds contempt. And it causes people
Hmm.
to the level of respect for the change that has transpired in your life. They're still holding on to your past, who you was. And they're not seeing you for who you are presently. You understand?
Exactly.
And
yeah,
Exactly.
that's the discount. That's the what you call it. Mm. That's the
yeah,
downside of people who know you when you was in the gang banging, the drug running, and all this different stuff, or whatever it was you're into.
yeah.
Then so they still judge you by that. They don't take time to know the new you, the new version of you. You know.
Right,
Hmm.
Yep. Yep. Facts. So how long you gonna be pushing this campaign, Goddess? And what would you like to see from it at the end of the day?
Listen, I didn't even really know I was gonna push it like that. It just keeps like growing, just keeps growing limbs of its own and just walking on off,
Yeah.
and which is a good thing for what it is because this is the type of thing that I would want to just go ahead and go off course. Like I don't see how it could have any backlash. It might have some backlash, but I don't know. We're doing this from 2026 and beyond. We're not gonna
yeah.
stop it.
It's
Um,
indefinite. Yeah,
yeah, and then I would love it if you guys participated. Like Jay already did his video. I'm just asking people to do a 15 to 30-second video. If you can't condense it in 15 to 30, that's cool. But I'm just asking people to do the join the love campaign, do a video describing the term love, what it means to you. Hashtag it with what does love mean to me, and this was the build up. Initially, it was just a build up for the song because I got my single dropping. It's called Love. It's dropping February 11th. So I was doing the campaign to just build up momentum for the song, but this thing is like grown legs. It's walking off on its own. It's not a
yeah,
baby no more. You know,
People tired of the hate. People tired.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
inevitable, especially moving into the 5D. We tired of the division. We tired of all the negativity. We tired of all the hate. Why not? You
That's
know?
right. So
But
so
you
this
say
this
do
this
short
video you
video,
speak of.
hashtag.
Go ahead,
would say
sister.
that.
You saying doing a short video, 15-second videos, hashtag.
What does love mean to me? And then if you guys go on my Instagram, I'm on IG, Odb Kels, out the box Kels, and then if you go through my feed, you'll see where everybody's just been putting in their videos. They just been making video, and then a lot of people are sending me videos too because I have been putting the music behind it. But the goal is once the song come out, for people to just go ahead and use the sound themselves and just put the music behind it while they do their video. But yeah, if you check out my Instagram, that you'll see how everybody's been participating with with the campaign.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be
Yeah.
there. Drop
Yeah.
Yeah.
us a something.
I just put
Well,
And
it.
also, what do they say? They say cheeseless, carrot, speechless. What I don't know. Shameless advertisement. I also wrote a book. Shameless
Okay.
advertisement.
Nice.
This is my book
Dope,
about
dope.
Yeah.
dreams.
Yeah. Hold on. Keep it up. Keep it up for a second. Let me put it
Yeah,
on the big screen.
yeah. What do
Okay.
my dreams mean? It's on
Yeah.
Amazon, but you can also get a signed copy from me. If you want a signed copy, I'll sign it for you and I'll mail it out to you. Basically, understanding the symbolism and the messages behind dreams, how it's helped me integrate these energies, masculine, feminine, overcoming anxiety, addiction, depression, like just
Okay.
understanding myself more and not having to go outside of self to understand and get the answers because everything is
That's right.
within. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Everything is within. True.
Yeah,
True. And that's what we preach, sister. You're not
okay.
gonna find no savior is coming to help you. You are the savior.
yeah,
People don't realize that's why they go through so much stuff for so long in their life. They don't realize that it took for them to say, okay, I don't want to do these drugs anymore. I don't want to live this way anymore. Because nobody was going to be able to speak to me anyway and tell me what
hmm
not like they was all my family and friends was telling me to get out of the city. I told them to kick rocks. I mean, ain't nobody running me out of my cities, bro. We're getting warnings and messages from people who are tired of your shit. They're gonna, they're gonna handle it in their own way because they are sick of living in fear of you. And it was like, I didn't hear none of that. It wasn't. My aunt was the one that was like, listen, she's made it like a vacation, like a little trip, and go have some fun and this, that, and the third. And man, when I finally took the bait, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go back home, and I fell in love with the opportunities that what I could be once I got to a different place. So
yeah,
it was a good trick and it
yeah,
worked, and I'm grateful for it. But if it wasn't for that, I wasn't going nowhere, and I'd be
yeah,
in the ground or behind bars for the rest of my life by now.
yeah.
Because
Mhm.
Shout out to those elders and the people that understand how to tame the beast in people,
yeah,
and how to strategically move people around because they see the potential in you. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? And you, of
yeah,
course, you got your potential, but you can't, like I said, some people you can't tell them nothing. But to be
no,
able to understand how to soothe the beast and and to help them pivot through love, shout out to everybody that's got that. That's a character trait, you know.
facts,
Yeah,
facts.
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, we got to be grateful of that. We got to be grateful of that. Jay Hooks, make sure you send us the put it in the Discord or whatever, and ODB, please tap into the Discord because
Absolutely.
you'll be able to get your message off that way too, and you can tag people and bring other people into it, and we can really start embracing this campaign and giving it more legs to run
Yeah,
and move
I'm with
and
it.
because that's how our tribe literally has a life of its own. And real brief, I'll kind of give you a quick synopsis of like what happened with us. And we have some people that have joined the tribe, actually join and be a part of it for and then but we have this spirit which we name the spirit Captain Planet,
Mm,
and Captain Planet decides who stays and who goes,
mm,
and that includes even the founders. It doesn't matter. Like there's a founder that is no longer with us. You know what I
mhm,
mean? And it's because that energy that founder had was not on the high vibrational energy that we created this thing with. Even though they helped create that energy, we made it completely neutral and it's unbiased, so it can't stick with just like me or J Hook or just one person. It's a whole thing.
mhm.
Like I said before, it's a dance,
Yeah,
spiritually. So if Captain Planet don't see that you ain't, what I mean, people just gonna remove themselves. We don't never say, oh, you can't be a part of this tribe or don't be a part of that. People always remove themselves, and then
mhm,
they just get that feeling because that's the Captain Planet sending that message to them, like, listen, maybe this ain't for you or whatever, but that never comes out of our mouth. We don't have to do that.
Yeah,
And
that's one thing I learned, that you ain't gotta do too much. They'll kill themselves. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. And
Like if
so
they because the energy is so strong, they ain't
yeah.
gonna be able to take it.
And see, I learned this about egos. I never knew this before. I actually, help find the tribe, but I found out that eagles don't fight off crows, right? Crows attack eagles all the time, and they latch onto it while it's flying, and they're biting it and pecking it and do all this other stuff. And the eagle would exert all of its energy if it was to fight those crows off. Instead, it just flies higher and higher and higher. And because the crows are so small, their lungs can't handle that altitude. So they end up passing out and falling off. I said, man. So I use that analogy for the tribe because that's what we've been. We've never told, you know what I mean? And the one person that ever did do that and speak like that removed themselves from the tribe because that's not the type of energy we want to be on,
Okay.
So yeah, we definitely want to spread this love message with you, and shout out to your new movement, and yeah, let's take it to a whole nother
You
level.
gotta send me the link to the book too. I just tried to look it up, but it's not coming up for me.
Okay,
just send me the link.
Yeah,
yeah, and then he can send it to us, or you can tap in on the Discord too, and then you can put it and we can grab it, and we can start pushing that too. Oh, what happened?
Yeah, I gotta get ready to cut out.
Oh, what happened to the sister?
Get back in.
They should come back in. She might have went to send the link right now. But I want to definitely wait till she come back before we play a few moments of her song.
Yeah.
So I know chat is waiting. There's a couple people in the chat been asking, I want to hear the song. Let me hear the song, or hear some of her music. So we definitely give her a few moments to tap back in.
Oh yeah, man.
You go. She came back in. There we go, baby. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we lost you for a second.
Yep. I'm back. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll get the link sent over to Jay.
Okay. Yeah, and Jay will send you the link to the Discord, and I think it only lasts 7 days for some reason. I haven't figured that out yet why it does that, but to make sure you tap into the Discord before the 7 days is up. Otherwise,
oh yeah, I'm in that thing now. I'm in there.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna play a few moments of the infamous Odb Kels, and we got a nice nice piece of music for y'all to check out. Chat, make sure y'all go and check her out. Her information is in the description. And you tap into YouTube, man. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share. So this is what music should be.
Let's deal with the heart chakra. The heart chakra is not only a chakra, but it is also a subtle organ in the body.
Vibrate high, 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 vibrate high. I'm aligning, vibrate high, my chakras vibrate high. I'm aligning, vibrate high, my chakras vibrate high. I'm aligning, vibrate high, my chakras vibrate high. I'm aligning, vibrate. My chakras vibrate.
All of my energies integrated within me. Accepted my flaws and integrated within me. Falling in love with myself is about the only energy that I can fathom since I am my only enemy. I'm alien OG. I burn sage when I'm puffing on my leaf. I burn sage when I'm puffing on my leaf. I burn sage when I'm puffing on my leaf. My solitude is my strength. All of my energies integrated within me. Accepting my flaws are integrated within me. Falling in love with myself is about the only energy that I can fathom. Since I am my only enemy, I'm alien OG. I burn sage when I'm puffing on my leaf. I burn sage when I'm puffing on my leaf. I burn sage when I'm puffing on my leaf. My solitude is my strength.
Vibrate high, 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 vibrate high. I'm aligning, vibrate high, my chakras 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 vibrate high.
I'm too blessed for stress.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to let the whole thing play, honestly.
Man,
Little snippet
I
is
don't think
good.
nobody need to do an outro. That's our outro for the day right there.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
we
And
definitely
y'all
do
can
that.
use the snippet, use it for hey, go
Vibrate
ahead.
high,
Vibrate
Yeah,
high.
vibrate,
Yeah, that
I'm
beat
loving
mob
that.
too.
My
ride,
son just came.
vibrate
He came
high,
running from the other
high
side of the
vibe
house.
tribe, vibrate high, high
Yeah,
vibe tribe,
Try.
vibrate
Yeah.
high,
yeah,
vibrate high, high
yeah.
vibe
That
tribe,
is a really
vibrate
powerful
high. I tell
beat
you, I
right
gotcha.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all
that
not.
with the
It's not.
gas, and I can tell by the expressions on your face, you really enjoyed making that song and doing that video and all that. Like you can see the authenticity. Like it's
Yeah.
real. That's why I said I was like, as soon as you came on, I was like, yo, would you mind if we just use that? Because
Yes,
we we've
absolutely.
been we've been attempting to figure out something, and somebody did something for us before, but it was more of like how they saw what you know what I mean, and yours just
Mm,
kind of resonates with our message a little more. It's definitely more closer to and it's like you didn't even know of us when you wrote it, so that's that
nope.
divine alignment that
Yeah.
we've been looking for. So
And the
yeah,
true artistry, like when you just when an artist just writes for trueness, it expands so many different
Flame.
levels of perceptions
yeah,
that you wouldn't have thought. It's
absolutely.
definitely out the box. That's what I'm trying to
Yes,
say.
yes.
It's
And
definitely
my
out the
son
box.
came running from the other side of the house, and he don't do that for every piece of music. Like it's got to be
He
something
like, what's that?
because he's
Listen,
still tapped in.
when the babies co-sign it, it's
Yeah,
hot.
yeah, and he's 4, and he still ain't crossed over yet. So I'm
Mm,
I'm I'm supremely grateful for that, and I'm not letting
uh,
school diminish that and take that away. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that because I know that's all they're gonna do. And that man's he just be knowing things like, Daddy, you're gonna go get some business tomorrow. And I'm like,
mm,
okay, whatever. At first, I used to be like, man, whatever you talk about, man. But then, sure enough, I've been seeing more and more that he's seeing the future. And like, it wasn't the next day, but it was the very next day after that. So 2 days later, I
listen,
actually got some business, and I was like, oh
Wu
snap,
Tang for the babies. Listen to the
yay, man,
babies.
this kid knows, man.
Yes.
These
Listen to
kids
the
know,
babies. Listen,
you
because
know.
we
But
come from an era where we got shut up. Shut up. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Shut
yeah,
up. No. Now
yeah.
listen to like these babies will change your
They
life.
man.
They change your life.
And when he said the moon was fake, that threw me through a loop. I was like, "What you mean? Where'd you get that from?" He just be
Mm,
pulling stuff out of thin air. You know what I mean? And I know that they're downloads, but I call it thin air for the sake of conversation. You know what I mean? Like he
yeah.
just be pulling things out of nowhere, and he
Out
just
of the
hit.
ether, man, out of the ether.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Ether.
yeah, we know
Definitely.
it's from the ether, but and I'm just like, wow, these kids nowadays, man, they know things. They're
They come
like,
in knowing.
yeah, they
Yeah.
come in. Yeah.
But I do gotta get out of here, family. I gotta get some
Yes,
rest for
yes.
Yeah. Hey, I
and
appreciate y'all having me on. I'm gonna get with Jay and get all of the, links and everything. And
Yes, yes,
Dr. Sublime, man, I appreciate y'all. I'm
yes,
sorry, brother,
yes.
I didn't catch your name up top.
Speculum ambulo.
Say it again.
Speculum ambulo.
Speculum envelope. I
Yeah,
appreciate you, King.
it's
Guys,
Latin
guys
for
and
I am
guys.
the walking mirror.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate y'all for allowing me to
I
bless
appreciate
y'all
you
platform.
too.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you
You
for showing
definitely
up
came
and
through
showing
with
up.
the storm
Like,
too. Yeah, you
Hey,
came through with some.
when y'all, does this go straight to the YouTube, or do y'all post it?
yeah, it
'Cause
goes
I'm
straight.
gonna
The
share it.
live goes straight to the YouTube. The shorts and like little clips and stuff. We gotta edit and do that.
Okay,
But
that's all right. I'm gonna share the whole thing, and then anything y'all share, I'm gonna share it.
oh yeah, most definitely appreciate that. And
That's love.
we
That's love. Yep.
and we love your
All right.
message. We love your journey. We're loving the positive vibe music because we got to have more of that. And yeah, it was great work on that music, man. That
Thank you.
music is powerful, really, really powerful, and you gonna see where it's gonna take you real soon. I knew it once I heard it. I said, "Oh, there it is."
Mm,
That's what's been missing because there's a lot of positive, like high vibrational music out there, but it ain't got that oomph, right? You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? It's not something you can
Mhm.
put in the car and really bump, like because it's too structured. It seems too, you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't
yeah,
have that flow to it. It doesn't have that natural, authentic flow. It's like they're forcing the lyrics and they're forcing it. You know what I mean? Yours just.
hmm
So I was like, man, damn, where the hell she been at? Okay. So yeah, that's
That's
some
love.
powerful
Yeah,
stuff.
I appreciate
yeah,
y'all.
family.
So
Uh,
yeah, so let's skip the closing thoughts, man, and just let's say our names and get up out of here, y'all. I like Jay Hooks' idea. We can,
Yes,
yeah, that's
yes.
the
This is
outro for
Dr.
sure.
Time.
Odb
Go ahead.
Kels.
okay. Dr.
Jay Hooks the
Sublime, you
Great.
forgot your quote. Chat gonna want to hear your
Yeah, I,
quote.
I, I thought Jay Hooks was going to say something. That's why I stopped. But anyway,
Oh,
this
okay.
Dr. Sublime family, I'm eternally grateful for this High Vibe Tribe and our Sunday dinner and knowing how to love yourself, knowing how to balance our masculine and feminine, integrating both and working with both
Yeah.
is so important. And so for me, going into this new moon, I'm setting in intentions and manifesting that I continue to operate in that integration of my masculine and my feminine energy together.
Yes.
And I want to quote, first and foremost, our Queen P in her absence, staying present, positive, and patient. And as I always say, be gentle with yourself because we are on a journey. Much love, family.
That's love. Shout
Ashe,
out to Oracle.
yes, shout out.
Love.
And yeah, I'm Speculum Ambulo. Make sure y'all remember to look in the mirror for the change you want to see and love your journey. And we appreciate Odb Kels for blessing us with her presence today. And
Yes.
we're definitely gonna have to do a part 2 and bring her back on. This was a great cook. And yeah, these topics always cook, man. And we love these Sunday dinners. So make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to check out Odb Kels' book. And we'll have the link in the description and all that soon, coming soon. So
Most
look
definitely.
out for
Hey,
that.
just thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. One love, one heart.
Yes,
One
yes.
love. I say. Yeah.
Ashe.
Shay.
Peace.
All right, family. Until the next time.
Next time,
Peace.
I'm gonna let that rock out for us, and we can go ahead and tap out while it's playing, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
that's that, because that man, you went in.
Thanks,
You went in.
I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. Surfing away. I'm too blessed for stress. I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. No killing my vibe. I'm too blessed for stress. I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. Surfing away. I'm too blessed for stress. I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. No killing my vibe. I'm too blessed for stress. I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. Surfing away. I'm too blessed for stress. I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. No killing my vibe. I'm too blessed for stress. I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. Surfing away. I'm too blessed for stress. I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate. vibrate. All of my energies integrated within me. Accepted my flaws and integrated within me. Falling in love with myself is about the only energy that I can fathom. Since I am my only enemy, I'm alien OG. I burn sage when I'm puffing on my leaf. I burn sage when I'm puffing on my leaf. I burn sage when I'm puffing on my leaf. My solitude is my strength. All of my energies integrated within me. Accepted my flaws and integrated within me. Falling in love with myself is about the only energy that I can fathom. Since I am my only enemy, I'm alien OG. I burn sage when I'm puffing on my leaf. I burn sage when I'm puffing on my leaf. I burn sage when I'm puffing on my leaf. My solitude is my strength.
Vibrate high, 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 vibrate high.
I'm too blessed for stress, I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. Surfing away. I'm too blessed for stress, I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. No killing my vibe. I'm too blessed for stress, I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. Surfing away. I'm too blessed for stress, I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. No killing my vibe. I'm too blessed for stress, I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. Surfing away. I'm too blessed for stress, I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. No killing my vibe. I'm too blessed for stress, I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate high. Surfing away. I'm too blessed for stress, I put the worries to rest, that mean I vibrate.
And I showed this particular diagram of how consciousness rises up from the base, from the genital area, the navel area, and the short and the heart area. You don't even become conscious until you hit the heart chakra. You see.
Yes, yes, yes. Peace, y'all. Y'all go and have yourselves a good day. We out of here.